January. It's been a tough year for us, but this is our second show since reopening after the renovation. And we didn't know what kind of response we would get when we put out our call, but over 80 artists responded to participate in this show. We had over 165 entries, so we were very overwhelmed with the talent of all of you who participated and all the artists who participated, so thank you. And I will make this short, so I will turn it over to Kathy Laybourn, who is the curator for this show. Thank you.
Yes, it was quite a task to look at our work and see themes, color, ideas. It's striking to me, as human beings, we seem to ponder similar things, out of our own experiences. And so it was my pleasure to be able to hang this show. And I think that if you check out all the other gatherings upstairs, it really is a wonderful, wonderful show. I chose Lisa Bagalki as our juror. Lisa got her MFA from Louisiana State University in 2000, printmaking, but also creates beautifully handmade books. She and her sister Becky have a business called Becky Press. Some of you may be familiar with that. She has a wide range of experiences. She has shown internationally and nationally. She is an educator. She has taught at Leinster Gallery, UW Parkside, and now she's currently teaching at Carthage College. I specifically thought of Lisa because she's a good friend of mine, and I know that she probably wouldn't turn me down, but she has a very beautiful and broad view of artists and art making. So with Lisa, you will get an expansive show. Different styles, different themes, different visions. And so it's my pleasure to introduce Lisa, who will give me the show.
This is really awkward. One of my professors is in the room, and then I'm just realizing right now that one of the awards is to somebody that I know that I didn't realize was theirs. So this is really awesome. I had an idea, but I wasn't sure. That'll be in a minute. Kathy's right. I really love juried shows. A lot of professional artists don't like them very much, but I think mine being a printmaker, this is what we do. We do them all over. And I was lucky enough to go to a university that had a really big national printmaking exhibition. And as a student, I was able to work on it. And it allowed me to see some really good examples of being a juror, people who considered each piece on its own merits, and then it also gave me a pretty good picture on how not to be a juror. I'm not going to get into that, but there was some really bad behavior as far as like, oh, I'm going to pick every seventh print, and I'm literally counting out to every seventh and not taking into consideration, or just dismissing a whole table without looking at it. And but I was lucky that I ended my career at Parkside having Carla Hackenmiller as one of the jurors. And I asked her after, she actually physically picked up each piece and looked at it and spent a few minutes with it. And when you're looking at 800 pieces, a few minutes is a long time with each one. And I wanted to know why she did that. Sorry, I'm really nervous. And she did it because she felt like entering a juried show is an act of bravery by itself. And that to honor everybody doing that, you have to really look at each piece. So that was my approach. Sorry. It'll get easier from now. That's like, okay, that's what I was looking at. You guys are the easy part, to be honest. All the work was awesome. I got to look at a lot of really great pieces. And then yours, the 8 of you, were the pieces I kept coming back to over and over again. I made Kathy move them. I'm like, can we move all this other stuff out of the way? Can I just go around and have you pull out the ones I really was interested in, for whatever reason? And so she very kindly honored that. I didn't want to know who was in the show. I live in this community, so I was very careful about not asking who did what or looking at the backs of pieces. And it turns out not only did some of my friends get in the show, but some of them didn't. That was slightly awkward. It turns out in those cases it was mostly crimes of framing, so it was pretty easy to get out of. Hey, you know better, frame it better. But that's a whole nother story altogether. So the 8 of you I found really inspiring. And after this year, I needed some inspiration. Do you know what I mean? And so I decided that what I like about jury shows as well is that jury shows can be more inclusive. We get to see a lot of different kinds of work. There was a lot of really great photography. I heard somebody mentioning that when I came in. There's a lot of photography in the show. I was surprised. I didn't really think that Kenosha or this region had a lot of photographers in it. There's a lot of really good watercolorists in this area. But actually, none of the awards I gave were to watercolorists, so that's probably not great to them. But I also wanted to, I was really surprised and impressed with the diversity. There was a lot of really great everything. And I think you'll notice by the awards that it's varied. There's a few things that run through the whole thing. Apparently I really like tactile pieces, or pieces that look tactile. So almost nothing is flat, which is, I didn't realize that until after the fact. So each of you surprised me and excited me and inspired me in different ways. I decided to give 8 separate awards. So I considered the solo shows as a 5-way tie for best of show, in my personal opinion. And then I did a first, second, and a third.
5 artists received an award for solo shows for 2021. They are Kathy Brand for her photography, Kathy Kerner for her ceramics, Gary Warren Niebuhr for his found object sculpture, Gabriela Pettit for mixed media wall pieces, and Chuck Weber for his painting. 3 artists received cash awards for the 2020 Winter Juried exhibition. The first place award was given to Michael Litewski for his piece titled Calling the Elders. The second place award was given to Paul Brnak for his piece titled Lily. The third place award was given to Adrienne Shimada for her piece titled Cymopoleia.
This year in 2020, a tough year, but you're making it more beautiful with all of your work and all of your creativity and all of your passion. So thank you, and you're welcome to look around.